Hi, my name is Marion Kalmer, and I'm a farmer from Western Illinois. I'm also the founder and the owner of Kalmer Corn Heads. So during the late 90s, I was growing corn in 15-inch rows, started adding in BT genetics, a little higher population, and all of a sudden, I'm growing corn stalks faster than they want to decompose. So I'm having trouble if I do any tillage, or I was having trouble trying to no-till for sure. And they always say that necessity is the mother of invention. And so at that point, I decided I needed to build a better stalk roll that I could put onto my corn head that would help me accelerate decomposition and ultimately make farming more profitable. So we've now designed kits that we use on different makes and models. This particular upgrade kit is for the Geringhoff NorthStar. And in this kit, we have our upgraded BT chopper stalk roll. It's actually 2 clamshells that bolt together. Pretty easy to put it on. Remove the 12 bolts, take the straight blades off of the OEM, and these clamp right on around the shaft, tighten up the bolts, and away you go. Also in this kit, we have stripper plates that reduce bud shelling, trash intake, and we think they're a great addition as well. A couple other items that are in this kit, an upgraded weed knife that'll go on right at the nose cone area to stop grass from wanting to wrap. We also have the transition plate that's used up here at the top that helps stop that little hairball and hairpinning up here on a damp day. Also in this kit, we have a sprocket that accelerates the speed. And my calculations of the speed ratio in this gearbox, I felt that the gathering chain was a little too slow. So we're actually going to speed it up a little bit with this sprocket. And then also, at the same time, we're going to go into the oil bath on the Geringhoff. We're going to replace the seal, but we're also going to go to a 32-tooth crown gear and actually slow that entire corn head down, which will reduce the butt shelling that we see with this particular model. So those are the kits, parts that we have. Some of the limitations of the OEM parts on the stalk roll, it is a 4-bladed design, and they are tip to tip or knife to knife or plate to plate. That's okay, but in order to be successful, they have to have a 32nd of an inch clearance between those blades. So we have a lot of farmers that come into the booth and they talk, they loosen them up and they adjust them almost annually to keep that tolerance where it's supposed to be. So wear is kind of an issue with this stalk roll. Number 2, with all of the blades that are on it, when they spin at higher speeds, they're all the same length. And the Cornstalk, to some extent, believes this is kind of a solid wall of steel, and it restricts the flow of that stalk coming into the row unit so that we can get a good hold on it and get it to chew up. So that was some of the issues that we saw with this stalk roll and why we decided to upgrade it with the BT chopper. So in this design over here, the Cornstalk's going to follow the spiral, and we have strategically designed it so that it'll continue like a wood screw does and keeps bringing that in. We've got long flutes, and then they get shorter, 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 and then we go back to the longest flute, and that's how we close that window. So it's what we call a revolving window, revolving feeding chamber, but it's designed by the length of these flutes to feed it in. Once we get back here into this area, then these are razor sharp, and they're induction heat treated for longevity, and then these are going to cut and shear that stalk into the confetti. Also, as a farmer, and we're all farmers that work on my design team, we realize that this blade that's going to grab traction on the stalk is the one that's going to see the fastest amount of wear. So we made it a little thicker, and we've added some hard surfacing on top of it. We call it the wear bar, trying to increase the longevity of these stalk rolls. So those are some of the design features that we put into this BT chopper. I run this at my home farm, and I can tell you there's a world of difference between this and running the BT chopper. This set of stalk rolls here is a slow motion demonstration of exactly how well that revolving window works, and the synchronization that we have of the handoff from the threaded spiral into the window, and all of that in combination makes for a smooth transition. And so we're going to start here and slowly walk it on back into the row unit with the long flutes. They get a little shorter and a little shorter, and then we grab it with the two long flutes right there, and that's what pulls that stalk on down and gives us that implosion that we're looking for. These do a remarkable job of being able to size that residue, because we feel that's really important agronomically, mechanically, and just overall the productivity that you're going to see in your corn or soybean fields the following year. So these razor sharp blades are intermeshing and overlap each other, which allow that cut but simultaneous shear, which is so important. So we'll demonstrate it here. Keep your eyes focused on this area right here. Now granted, that's a dry stalk, but it's pretty obvious that we can do a nice job here, and we open the stalk up so that the pith is exposed. And that's the part that I really like, because that's going to feed my earthworms, my microbes, my bacteria, and I've got a living environment, a healthy soil, and I want to promote that. And that's what the shearing part of it is so important to us. The other great thing about the design of this stalk roll is that it performs in all weather conditions. It was one of the other issues that I had. You know, I can't just have a fair weather corn head. I've got to have something that'll work in the morning when it's damp, or I've got to have one that works at the beginning of the season when the stalks are still green. I've got to have one that performs when it's dry in the afternoon, or I've got to have one that in the event that the corn falls over, one that can handle down corn. And so we worked really hard at incorporating all of those facets into this one amazing BT chopper stalk roll. So the other part of this kit is the stripper plates, and they're a major player in performance. Some of the limitations of the OEM stripper plates. First off, the V opening right here is pretty tight in my opinion. And so if I'm into down corn or twin row corn, we're going to have some issues here trying to get it to feed. The other thing that I've noticed is that they've welded an electric fence rod basically on the edge of this stripper plate, and it's okay, but the problem I have with it is that on impact now, that ear of corn, that one kernel is going to take the brunt of the load. And that has the chance to enhance my opportunities for butt shelling. Also with the straight stripper plate, as the stalk goes through, I've got a better chance of being able to strip the leaf off. And I really don't have any reason to put the leaf in the combine, and or when I go to separate the ear of corn, this is going to leave the husk intact with that ear and put the husk in the combine. Again, I would prefer not to put the husk in the combine if I don't need to. So we developed what we call our combo stripper plate, and it's a combination of being flat in the front with a bevel here in the stripping area. Now you can see immediately we've opened it up here at the front so that the pinch point is a lot closer to where the stalk rolls are at, so that we don't pre-force that material to want to plug in this feeding area right here. And then, but we kept it straight so that the gathering chain has good ability to grab the stalk and push it back into the area where the stalk roll is going to be able to grab it and take it on down through. So then on this particular plate, we stop right here with the straight edge, and then this is where we go to the beveled edge. And first off, of course, with the ear of corn, the bottom of an ear of corn is round, and you can see as it comes down, now we're going to displace energy on 2 or 3 kernels and reduce that load. And the other thing is with the bevel, we're actually pushing energy at a 45-degree angle. So hopefully we can help push those kernels into the cob instead of trying to strip them off of the cob. So that'll help us a little bit on the butt shelling. As far as the plant is concerned, the underside of the leaf here kind of has a natural arch in it. And so as this is being pulled down through the stripper plates, we've got a chance that we can stand that leaf back up, maybe get it to go on through and put it on the ground. Again, I don't have any reason to put the leaf into the combine. And the third part of this stripper plate is in relationship to the ear shank, which goes from the node to the cob portion of the ear. And this material right here, if I can get it low enough in the stripper plates, then I'm able to grab that ear shank with the stalk roll. Not only will I separate the ear, but I should be able to husk it at the same time. My ancestors used to shell corn, and Grandpa used to pick it by hand, and they always talked about clean ears and husking them. So all of those things go to play here to make it work. But the big thing on this corn head is the ability to slow down the speed at which that ear is going to impact the plate. And in my opinion, butt shelling is very related to stalk roll speed and how fast the ear smacks the plate. Like I tell everybody, if you take this ear of corn and you set it on the concrete shop floor, there's no kernel loss at all. But if I stand right here and I throw this ear of corn onto the concrete floor, kernels are going to fly everywhere. So speed is about 90–95% of what's caused here in butt shelling. So back to the design of the stalk roll. Because we have the revolving window, because we have that wear bar and that long plate, we're able to get 100% traction the very first time I touch the stalk. With that improved traction, now I can slow the header down a lot. And in this particular head, it makes a huge difference in the amount of butt shelling. So those are the two work together to really improve the performance. Also, the transition plate here in the back stops some of the hairballing, makes it easier to get the material to flow over and out of the row unit. Also, the weed knife, which goes on the spiral, stop it from wrapping grass in really bad conditions around the end rows, going through the waterways. This little weed knife right here makes a huge difference. And also, the sprocket that increases gathering chain speed. On this particular corn head, in my humble opinion as a farmer, and the relationship of tip speed here to the gathering chain, I felt that the gathering chain runs too slow. And so by putting a bigger sprocket on, I can speed the gathering chain up, which allows me to slow the head back down. And I can do that by using the crown gear and put a new seal in while I'm there and get that head slowed back down. It'll make the head last longer and it'll work better as well. So those are the parts that are in our upgrade kit: the BT chopper, new stripper plates, weed knives, accelerator sprockets, transition plate, and the crown gear. Some of these aren't available today, but they will be in the near future. And I run this head at my home farm, and these are items that I really believe need to be in this kit in order to make it work. So, to summarize our kit, We think we've got a great upgrade here in the BT Chopper stalk roll feeding chamber, razor sharp blades. We think we've got a great upgrade here with the stripper plates, whether you're in down corn, standing corn, green corn. We're going to husk it better, and we're going to reduce the butt shelling. So hopefully the key benefits that you'll find at your farm if you put the upgrade kit in, on the mechanical side, you're going to see superior cornstalk engagement. You're going to get better ear separation. And if you own a stalk chopper, you won't need to use it anymore. Or if you've got a chopping corn head, you won't need that either, because we're doing as good, if not even a better job, turning it into confetti and opening the stalks up. Good wear life here, especially with this wear bar up here, because we know that's the blade that's going to catch the brunt of the load, and that's where we beefed it up to make it last longer. The less head speed, less bud shelling, less trash intake. All of those things are going to make my combine happy. All of those things are going to make me happy as a farmer during the day of harvesting. Now let's talk about some of the agronomic benefits. Now we're coming back next spring. We've got smaller residues, so it's going to decompose faster. And as it decomposes quicker, we're going to need to have more soil exposed. So I'm going to get drier soils. I'm going to get warmer soils. All of these agronomic benefits are now starting to kick in because I did a good job the previous fall at harvest. I've also noticed an increase in earthworm populations because the confetti residue, I'm feeding them during the off season. It's so much easier to plant, whether you're a no-tiller or a conventional tiller, because that residue is decomposing so much quicker out there in the field. So it's compatible with all tillage systems, and we're going to maximize your return on investment, and we get that nitrogen back into the soil. And if you're continuous corn, without question, this is going to be what I would consider the highest yielding stalk roll in the industry, because of that ability to come back corn on corn and get that yield advantage. Some of the university data that we're seeing now, continuous corn with this stalk roll is a 6 bushel advantage, continuous corn. So we're all farmers that work on building these kits for you, and so we want to tell you that this is all farmer invented, it's all farmer tested, and it's all farmer proven, not only by me, but the other thousands of farmers that use it throughout the United States. It has been voted Product of the Year by the American No-Till Farmers. And the economics, I believe, is important in today's ag economy. I absolutely have got to figure out how to make money in this style of growing and competing with all of the higher prices that are going on. I think this kit has a great return on investment, and I think it's a great place to spend some money and know that it's going to be something that's going to give you a return for many years to come. So with that, as always, we guarantee 100% satisfaction. And I don't know that you can find that anywhere else, but we're farmers and we back it up. If you do not like this kit when you put it on, it doesn't do what I just said it would do, you call me on the phone and we'll refund your money. So we have a 100% money back guarantee. I hope that you'll call us, get a price estimate, price quote from us. Our main office is 309-629-9000. You can visit our website at calmercornheads.com. And last but not least, I'm always available if you'd like to send me a text message or call me on my cell phone at 309-368-1182. With that, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to watch our short video today.